The warming oceans of Tasmania. The gradual increase of the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, also known as global warming, has caused detrimental changes in the patterns of sea life in Tasmanian waters. If we don't find a way to counteract and prevent rising ocean temperatures, the sustainability of all the ecosystems in the area are at stake. However, looking at the bigger picture, if the oceans or ecosystems throughout the world collapse, it will ultimately lead to the destruction of the planet. The ocean is the life support system for the planet, providing 50% of the oxygen that we breathe and regulates climate. The change in sea life patterns in the local waters of Tasmania last year resulted in the hospitalisation of 2 people with paralytic shellfish poisoning and affected the private and commercial harvesting of seafood in the area. This was due to harmful algal blooms occurring in the water as a result of water temperature rising. The algal blooms were not the only issue to arise last year in the waters of Tasmania. In May, there was a mass invasion of sea sparkles, which are a type of bioluminescent plankton that light up the water with a vibrant blue colour. Almost every newspaper article that reported on these sea sparkles stated how it was a phenomenon, brilliant or spectacular to see, with only 1 or 2 newspaper articles reporting on how detrimental this type of plankton could be to the Tasmanian ecosystem. This type of plankton has the ability, depending on where it dies, to release ammonia into the water and kill fish or poison surrounding fish. The invasion of the algal blooms, which would not have arisen naturally in this area, are a direct result of rising temperature of the oceans. These algal blooms are wreaking havoc on the waters in this area. These algal blooms altered the ecosystem of the water. In a sound and stable ecosystem, everything works together so that all elements of the ecosystem can be sustained. For example, the water and sunlight are needed for nutrient-rich soil to be able to grow plants. Plants are needed to sustain the dietary needs of animals, and animals are needed to provide, through their feces, some of the nutrients to the soil. Even if a small element of the cycle is changed, the stability of the ecosystem changes. This ranges in severity and can lead to devastating consequences. In Tasmania's case, this has led to the contamination of seafood in the area. Algae live in a wet or moist environment in which there is enough sunlight for them to grow. They are part of a vast and diverse group. There are 8 types of algae, and algal blooms occur when there is inundation of nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus in the water. The nutrients can cause a colossal population outbreak, which can often trigger a mass feeding frenzy amongst the animals. Shellfish, who typically live nearer to the bottom of the ocean bed, are usually filter feeders. They filter in the algae and become contaminated. There are 4 possible syndromes that can occur in people that eat contaminated shellfish. These are amnesic shellfish poisoning, diarrheal shellfish poisoning, neurotoxic shellfish poisoning, and paralytic shellfish poisoning. The latter occurred in 2 people in Tasmania last year. The Union of Concerned Scientists stated, in order to effectively address global warming, we must significantly reduce the amount of heat-trapping emissions we are putting into the atmosphere. The good news is that we have technology and practical solutions at hand to accomplish it. As individuals, we can help by taking action to reduce our personal carbon emissions, but to fully address the threat of global warming, we must demand action from our elected leaders to support and implement a comprehensive set of climate solutions. Expand the use of renewable energy and transform our energy systems to one that is cleaner and less dependent on coal and other fossil fuels. Increase vehicle fuel efficiency and support other solutions that reduce oil use. Place limits on the amount of carbon that polluters are allowed to emit. Build a clean energy economy by investing in efficient energy technologies, industries and approaches. Reduce tropical deforestation and its associated global warming emissions. As an individual, a student's guide to global climate change suggests these ways to help be part of the solution. Switch to clean energy, use less energy, travel green, watch your water use, and reduce waste.